Chairman Lee, Ranking Member Heinrich, members of the committee, my name is Peter Huntsman, and I'm Chairman, President, Chief Executive Officer of Huntsman Corporation. For the first time in a generation, America faces an increase in electricity demand that will have far-reaching consequences if not managed appropriately by elected officials in both parties at federal, state, and local levels. This may sound like hyperbole, but it is not. Look no further than Germany, the United Kingdom, and much of Europe, and see how quickly great powers can implement policy to kill productive and thriving industries that form the backbone of modern economies. Just a decade ago, these nations were great industrial powerhouses. Today, they have the highest electricity prices in the industrialized world, shrinking economies, and factories being shuttered almost daily. Sadly, I've experienced this firsthand as our company has laid off thousands of employees in Europe. Facilities that were globally competitive just a few years ago have been closed and are no longer operating due to ruinous and unrealistic net zero and decarbonization policies and the failed ideas that you can power a modern economy without developing oil and gas resources. In the chemical industry, we use large amounts of energy and electricity, take molecules mostly derived from oil and gas, break them apart, and then put them back together to make the physical building blocks of virtually everything you see, touch, and consume in modern life. Our entire supply chain employs millions of Americans and is mostly domestic-based. From transportation, technology, food supplies, medical equipment, building materials, pharma, and textiles, none of this would be possible without the chemical industry. None of it. Technology companies perform similar functions, taking energy and electricity to create data that enables every one of us to tap our mobile phones, by the way, another product that contains over 100 different chemicals, to build and access the world at our fingertips. Virtually every step in the tech world, from chip manufacturing to data generation, storage, transmission, computing, and consumer interface, use petrochemicals and enormous amounts of electricity to not just maintain, but to grow this vital industry. The advent of artificial intelligence is fast changing the face of modern society and global competitiveness. AI will bring an enormous wave of societal benefits similar to every past industrial and technological advancement. However, it is simply impossible for this to happen in a society that does not have the basic hydrocarbons to both construct the physical materials needed to build and the electricity required to power this great advancement. The challenge before us today is real, but the opportunities are even greater. The United States has both the raw material and the technological base to not just compete, but to continue to lead. Our greatest challenge will be to balance the enormous demand for more electricity while being able to keep prices affordable and supplies reliable for both consumers and industry, especially those who do not benefit from trillion-dollar balance sheets. If our growing demand for electricity being consumed by data centers and a growing tech industry are not met with additional reliable and affordable energy sources, we risk losing both our manufacturing and consumer affordability. It is simply impossible to build a modern industrial and technological economy on an energy base that is neither reliable or affordable. We can talk all we want to about nuclear ambitions that are decades away or intermittent wind and solar dreams that are operable 25 to 40% of the time and require even greater investment in more reliable backup and unrealistic battery storage. But these dreams will never solve today's problems. The demand for power and raw materials are here today and growing tomorrow. If we continue to build out more tech industry consumption than production of electricity, while at the same time prohibiting the reliable and affordable production of largely hydrocarbon-based energy sources, we will look more like Europe and less like the continued model of growth that has made the United States the envy of the world. Senators, now's the time for ambitious and bipartisan planning that will allow the American industry, capital markets, and innovation to meet the needs of these exciting times and opportunities. Our company, our industry, and most importantly, the millions of people who rely on our operations look forward to being a part of the needed solutions and innovations that will be required for our continued success. Thank you.